Liverpool are about to be destroyed by PSG. What is about to happen to Liverpool, in my opinion and in my prediction, not be televised. It is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be total and utter annihilation and destruction. Liverpool are going to be battered, beaten, victimized, and conquered by PSG. If you haven't already guessed, I have no hope whatsoever for Liverpool going into these next couple of games against PSG in the Champions League. I have previously stated on a past video that I don't think Liverpool will even make the top 5 this year. When I said on Sunday in my match reaction to Liverpool's defeat against Manchester City that we are finished, the season is well and truly over. Big up to everybody that's here. Big up to everybody that's in the building already. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thank you all, and much love to you all for the love and support on the channel. Really does mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, get involved in the chat, whether you're popping in just to say hi, whether you're telling me where you're watching from today or what you're up to today or this week or whatever the case may be. Or if you just want to talk football and you want to talk mainly Liverpool, but if you want to talk other topics as well, throw them in there as well and we will discuss them. You want to talk maybe about Arsenal losing at the weekend in the FA Cup. Arsenal, are they showing some nerves? Maybe you want to talk about City. Maybe you want to talk about Spurs and their new manager, Roberto De Zerbi. I don't mind. Don't mind. Anything to take my mind off of Liverpool as of the current state of things. But of course, mainly we are going to be talking about Liverpool and whether or not this is Arne Slot's final game in charge. I don't know, man. I really, really do not know what is going on at Liverpool. No one does. There's no clarity. There's nothing going on right now at Liverpool Football Club in terms of transparency or clarity on any situation. It's all hush hush, and we'll address it in due time. The only thing we do know for sure is that Mo Salah obviously will be leaving at the end of the season. That is set in stone. Everything else is pretty much up in the air. Big up to Jack who's in the building. Says, what time is it in the UK? It is 1:15. 1:15 in the afternoon, UK time. Sorry, I'm like a speaking clock. I'm worried. I'm worried about what PSG are going to do to us tomorrow. And anybody got any hope? Any glimmer of hope out there? Anybody with even the tiniest bit of hope that I can cling on to, that maybe, just maybe, we might beat PSG. We might stand a good chance of winning the Champions League this year, because I've got nothing. I have got absolutely nothing. Big up Jordan is in the building. How you doing, big bro? How you doing? Lovely to have you here, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well, bro. Lovely to have you in the building. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to Jordan's channel, go and do that. Doing some awesome stuff over on his channel. So please do give him some love and some support. Jack says it is 6 p.m. in India. So India is 5 hours ahead of the UK. But yes, overall, zero hope going into tomorrow's game against PSG. Zero hope whatsoever This is going to be an absolute massacre, in my opinion. I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing to cling on to. PSG are better than us in every single area. They are far superior than us at everything. Our mentality and our confidence is on the floor. And the only hope we have of making it, at the very least, a respectable scoreline is if PSG show mercy on us. If PSG show mercy on us, we might be able to get away with a respectable scoreline. But if PSG decide to be ruthless, we're done for. We are cooked. We are absolutely 100% done for. I've got nothing. I've got nothing going into tomorrow's game. And here's the thing. I shouldn't. Because again, Premier League champions spent 450 million in the summer. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be feeling more confident. I should be looking at being having revenge on the mind going into tomorrow's game. Got nothing. That Man City game at the weekend was embarrassing. That Man City game at the weekend was absolutely humiliating. Imagine what PSG are going to do to us. And I could still blame the players, and they take responsibility. Of course they do. And at this point, I could still blame the manager, who is completely out of his depth, who is completely lost of ideas, and is going around blaming everybody and everything but himself. He has taken very little to no accountability for what has gone on this season. He's blamed everything and everyone but himself. And that is bad. That's really, really bad. But the main culprit now is not on those two problems. The main problem now is the board for allowing it to go on for this long. How they have not sacked him already, how they did not sack him long ago, how they did not sack him after Man United, after Forest, PSV, after any of those games, drawing to Wolves over the course of the international break, losing to Brighton. How he has not been sacked over those games, I do not know. Why the board have decided to keep this guy, keep the faith in this guy. But when you look back as well, keep the faith in him enough to keep him in the job, but not give him enough faith to give him anything to do in January in terms of signing new players. I don't get it. I really, really do not get it. Very, very strange. Big up Hayden, who's in the building, says, brother, it's just the game. Don't let it bother you. Look, I shouldn't now. Because everything is becoming boring and repetitive. Everything that we're talking about with Liverpool Football Club is boring and repetitive. Almost as boring and repetitive as actually watching Liverpool on a week-to-week basis. We are saying the same things over and over again. Slot's doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. It's god-awful. I should not let it get to me this much because I know exactly what's going to happen. I predicted we wouldn't beat Man City, and yet still somewhat annoyed that we didn't put up any sort of fight. I shouldn't let it get to me. You're right. I shouldn't, because it's the same stuff over and over again. But it's the hope that kills you. It's the hope that kills you. That maybe these players and this manager can turn it around. Because at the end of the day, no Liverpool fan out here is saying that we don't hope that Slot turns it around. Of course we do. Every Liverpool fan wants that. Every Liverpool fan that is currently Slot out and wants change at the football club is hoping that should he obviously stay, he manages to find a way to turn it around. The problem is that based on the evidence presented in front of us, that's not going to happen. It's awful. Jordan says he's good. PSG is good. Kvaratskhelia knows us, remembers when he was at Napoli, he absolutely cooked us. I mean, that front three that they have, that's gonna cook us no end. That front three that they've got. I mean, Barcola's back in training. Like I said, Barcola's back in training. They've obviously still got the likes of Dembele and Doué, like you say, Kvaratskhelia. That front three is going to tear us apart. João Neves in the midfield with Vitinha. I mean, I don't want to watch it tomorrow. I really don't want to watch us tomorrow. I really don't. I agree with the revenge part. Yeah, we should be looking for revenge, but we're just going to get humiliated again. We're going to get humiliated again, and then Slot's going to blame everybody but himself, and he's going to have even more PSG PTSD from the French champions. So, what are you going to do? Watch a drop off. Probably the last time, this time last year after the League Cup final, we were lucky. Spurs were so shit in the day. We won the title. I mean, we would have won the title anyway. Let's be real. We would have won the title anyway. Beyond that point, but it's actually baffling that this has been going on since January of last year. Since the turn of the year between 2024 and 2025, something changed with Liverpool. And I didn't really recognize it at the time because I was on the thought process of, right, well, Slot's just trying to embed his vision on things, just tweak things a little bit more than what we're used to. It'll all come good eventually because, you know, we've got the time and the opportunity now to do it. But our record since the turn of 2025 has been shocking. The end of last season wasn't great. And we put that down to, oh, we're focusing on the Carabao Cup. Oh, we're trying to get far in other competitions. Oh, we got knocked out of those competitions. Oh, we only have the league to fight for. Oh, there's no pressure on us to win the league. We got through games with a drive and a mentality that was, if we just win this game, we can put even more pressure on Arsenal to drop points. Oh, look at that, Arsenal drop points. We're further away from them now. We can get more points. We win the title. Going into this season, that's continued. The poor performances have continued. Slot's vision isn't working. Slot's vision is not working. And like I say, the fact that the club have allowed this to go on for this long and have basically turned tone deaf to what happened at the end of last year. They see the title being won and go, right, well, clearly we were the best team. And we were the best team. But if you look at the performances last year, they weren't great. They weren't great last year. We were getting through it. And a lot of people, myself included, basically said, it doesn't necessarily matter. We're obviously building towards this being Slot's Liverpool side rather than Klopp's. It will come good eventually. I'm sure of it. We'll spend some money in the summer and it will all come. It'll all come good. It'll all come good again, and we'll have a new Liverpool side that is slightly different to Klopp's, but not too dissimilar. That we're completely going in a different direction. How wrong was I? Because this is a different Liverpool side that goes in a completely different direction to what Klopp has done. And right now, the mentality is on the floor. It has actually gone through the floor and has hit bedrock. The mentality, the morale, the drive, the determination, it's not there no more. There's no fight. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even some of our good players this season, the very few that have actually turned up this season, even they have started in recent weeks to somewhat decline or show inconsistencies. The likes of Hugo Ekitike, Dominic Szoboszlai being the main two, like even they are starting to show inconsistencies or a drop off. And I'm not like scapegoating them or pinpointing them. I'm just pointing out the fact that this team used to be thriving, firing on all cylinders, having players that would run through brick walls, playing really, really well and playing consistently. Over the course of a year to 18 months, or just under 18 months, should I say, everybody is now playing poorly. How do you have a team in which every single player is playing poorly? Because these guys go away to their international clubs on international duty and they look outstanding. They look outstanding. Wirtz looks phenomenal playing for Germany. Szoboszlai and Kerkez are amazing playing for Hungary. Ekitike cooks for France. McAllister looks so comfortable playing for Argentina. They go away to their international clubs. They look great. And I know that international football is not what it used to be. I get that. But the fact of the matter is that they go away and they look good. They come back here and they all look like they can't play football. Coincidence? I think not. And that is down to the manager's tactics. That's down to the manager's mentality. That's down to the manager and the kind of person he is. He's not the most charismatic. He doesn't drive. He's not a Jurgen Klopp personality. Let's put it that way. Because Jurgen Klopp put everything into the game. Everything that he had, he put into it. Every ounce of emotion, every ounce of passion, he put into the game. Every game, no matter what it was, he put it into the game. Slot doesn't do that. And it's reflecting on the team. When Liverpool go 1-0 down, does anybody feel confident that we could bounce back? Does anyone feel any confidence anymore that when Liverpool go a goal down, the game isn't over instantly? Because I don't anymore. I don't feel confident in that way. When Liverpool used to go a goal down, it used to be, oh, here we go again. Same old story. We go a goal down, but then we come back and we fight back later and we win the game. Or at the very least, we draw the game. We don't do that anymore. We do not do that anymore. Instead, we go a goal down and our heads drop and we lose another goal and another goal and another goal. Look at Brighton. The Brighton result flattered us because Brighton couldn't finish their chances. We win against Nottingham Forest and West Ham, but if they'd have took their chances, things might have gone a very different way. And then you look at the likes of Wolves, you look at the likes of Galatasaray, and then you look at Man City. The game at the weekend against Man City. 1 goal, our heads drop. We look like we don't know what we're doing. We look so uncomfortable. We can't pass the ball. We can't create chances. We don't create opportunities. We are so wide open in midfield. Our defense lacks organization. Our midfield lacks organization and leadership. And our forward line just make the wrong decisions over and over again. It's actually impressive. It's actually very impressive how our front line makes the wrong decisions over and over again. We are god awful. But the fact is that when we go a goal down, everyone's heads drop, everyone's pointing fingers, everyone's blaming everybody and not taking responsibility or accountability. Simple as that. And where do they pick up that kind of behavior from? The manager, who has done it time and time again. Whether it's talking about Salah, whether it's talking about certain squad players, whether it's talking about, certain teams, this player, that player, the way that this team plays, the way that that team plays. The guy's got an excuse for everything. And it's rubbing off on the players because every single time a goal goes in, it could be Van Dijk's fault, it could be Konate's fault, it could be Gravenberch's fault, it could be Frimpong's fault, Kirkes' fault. Pointing fingers of blame. That player, you should have done that, you should have done that. Whatever. It's the same every single game. Every single game. And that's why I fear that one goal, as soon as one goal goes in against PSG, that's it. PSG could score in the opening 60 seconds of the game tomorrow night, and that is both legs done, dusted. Both legs are done and dusted from that point. It's just the way that it is. It's the way that it is. It's awful. It's awful. Before January, I think the players were still playing Klopp football. After January, it was all slot football, which would be great at Ajax, but this is Liverpool. Exactly what I said. I didn't even read your comment, bro, and we're basically thinking along the same lines. Also, I'm not a religious fan of Eredivisie. I barely watch it, right? But can anybody tell me who watches Eredivisie? Is it a Dutch thing? Is it a Dutch managerial thing? Is it a Dutch tactic thing? To basically have a very hollow midfield that is not full of your midfielders. Is that a Dutch thing? Because I watch Liverpool now and I go, this reminds me of something. Oh yeah, Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. That's what it so reminds me of every single time. I'm watching Gravenberch not hold his position in midfield, but instead run 50 yards forward to go and close down an opposition defender. Why is he doing that? Because it leaves space wide open behind him. And whilst Szoboszlai is running here, there, and everywhere to put out as many fires as he can, but he can't be in 6 different places at once. And McAllister is just, being told to stand in a specific position that is allowing space just to be, run into at will by the opposition midfield. Is it a Dutch thing to just not have a midfield? Is it a Dutch thing to be like, this is defense, this is attack? Everything else in between, make it up as you go along. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it if that is the case. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. The way that we set up, the tactics and everything else in between, it really, really doesn't make any sort of sense to me whatsoever in regards to the way that Slot sets up this Liverpool side. I'd hope that we were better than this. I wish for us to be better than this. But I'm signing like a broken record. I'm as predictable and I'm as repetitive as it is watching Liverpool. We are so boring. We're so pedestrian. I'm done. I am so done. Slot is suffering from the same thing many managers and players have suffered from in the past, and that's the ghost of Liverpool. They can be louder than the fans. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. If you're still in the building, I would like a bit more clarity. Is it something I'm missing? I'm not that bright, but is it something I'm missing? I don't 100% understand what the point is there. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that either. Big up, Jordan. I hope you're doing well, my bro. So, PSG, they're going to destroy us. Liverpool are going to lose. I can't see any way around it. I want to be confident. I want to say that we can provide an upset. I want to say that Liverpool might be able to do what many people are considering to be the unthinkable. But I can't. Does anyone actually think that Slot will go, though? Does anyone actually think Slot will go? There are conflicting reports out there. There are some that are saying that Slot will be sacked at the end of the season. There are some that are saying that Slot will step down at the end of the season of his own accord. There are some that are suggesting that even Slot might stay on at Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club might give him another chance to redeem himself for this season. Lack of clarity. Michael Edwards, does he stay? Does he go after the whole multi-club ownership thing fell through? Again, lack of clarity. Richard Hughes being linked with other jobs from across the world. Does he stay or does he go? Again, lack of clarity. We need answers, and we need answers soon. And as I've said before, I'm not confident that we're going to finish in the top 5. If anybody's seen my video on the top 5 situation, I basically drew up the fixture list of 6 teams that are in contendership for the final 3 spots in the top 5. That's Man United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea, Everton, and Brentford. I drew up the fixture list of all 6 of those teams, and I basically went through them one by one and said which team I believe will win which game. And my conclusion came to a resounding United are safe and sound. Villa's early season form will get them into the top 5. But unfortunately for both Chelsea and Liverpool, they'll miss out. And I worry with that. Obviously, we need Champions League football. We don't probably necessarily deserve it, but we are in desperate need of it, financially and for the stature of Liverpool Football Club. Otherwise, if we don't get it, we've got another summer of excuses lined up. We didn't get this player because we don't have Champions League football. We didn't get that player because we don't have Champions League football. We've got another summer of excuses already lined up. And rather than feel sorry for them, we shouldn't, because they are the ones that dug themselves in that particular grave. They could have stopped this right when it needed to and give themselves a really good opportunity at securing top 4, top 5, but they decided to stick with a manager that was never in a million years going to get us to the top 5, especially after November time. After November time, probably never going to happen. But the club decided to stick with him anyway. Because, as per usual, this club are not proactive. They're reactive. They don't look at things in the long run and go, right, we need to change things now before it gets worse. They go, well, we could fix that problem, but instead, let's just put a bandage over it and hope for the best. And then as time ticks on, the wound gets bigger. The bandage is doing nothing. And then what happens is they're left feeling sorry for themselves later on down the line. Same old story, same old situation, over and over and over again. And again, to the point of somebody earlier in the chat, shouldn't get worked up about it, because I should expect this by now. But I did say, and again, I said, our season is over in 2 weeks' time. By tomorrow, we'll be a week down, and we'll be out of the FA Cup, and all but confirmed to be out of the Champions League. Then in the Premier League, 6 of the 7 games we have remaining are against teams that are fighting for those European football spots. 6 of the 7 teams that we're facing are in the top 10. And the only team that we're facing outside the top 10 are Crystal Palace, who are notoriously a bit of a bogey side for Liverpool, who have already beaten us 3 times this season already in 3 different competitions. I am not in any way, shape, or form optimistic about the end of this season. I don't want to watch us between now and the end of the season. If I didn't love this sport and this football team so badly, I probably wouldn't be watching it out of sheer embarrassment. Out of sheer embarrassment, if I did not love or enjoy football or this club so much. Because they are infuriating me right now. But I can't be that infuriated, because everything that I'm seeing and therefore predicting to happen in the future is actually becoming a reality. So why am I still annoyed that what I'm predicting is still coming true? It doesn't make any sense. I used to be so happy. It used to be like, oh, match day's here. I can't wait to watch Liverpool play again. Now it's, oh, match day's here. Great. I have to sit through another 90 minutes of boring, predictable, terrible football in which the outcome is Liverpool do not win. And as I've said before, I don't mind Liverpool not winning every game as long as we show a level of desire, a level of fight, a level of spirit that we can at least go away from that game and go like, you know what, we didn't get the result, but you know what, it was a damn good performance. We just weren't quite at the races or firing on all cylinders when it came to taking our chances, or maybe the goalkeeper, like the Champions League final, for example. The Champions League final against Real Madrid is a good example. Liverpool were really, really good in that game against Real Madrid a few years ago. And it was just Thibaut Courtois. It was just Courtois that was unbelievable on that day. That infuriates. Every time I think about it, it infuriates me how good he was on that day, saving Real Madrid over and over again. And then a certain right back decides to fall asleep at the back post as per usual. And Vinny Jr. scores the winning goal. But yeah, incredibly frustrating, incredibly infuriating. Big up Marco is in the building. Lovely to have you here, my bro. I hope you're doing well. It says the thing about PSG is even if you score against them, they can easily put 4 or 5 past you if they are feeling it. Yeah, I mean, look what happened last year. Last year, we were terrible for about 165 of the 180 minutes. Maybe a little bit less. No, wait. 165 of the 210 minutes, because obviously we went into extra time, yeah. We were terrible last year for that amount of time. I'd say 165 of 210 minutes. We were terrible. And yet we still left the Parc des Princes with a 1-goal advantage going into the game against them at Anfield, at home. And we all know what happened. And we got lucky because Alisson Becker was phenomenal in that game in Paris. If it wasn't for Alisson Becker, we do not go away from that game with a 1-0 lead. Absolutely not. They absolutely bossed us off the park. It was just for the good graces of Alisson Becker being the best goalkeeper in the world that we had a chance in the second leg. We stood a chance. We don't necessarily have that this year. We don't really have that. Marco says he sees Real Madrid beating Bayern. As good as Bayern is, Real Madrid have their number usually. That one is going to be interesting. That one is going to be extremely interesting because I think I'm looking at the way around and I'm going Bayern. I'm going Bayern for that one. I'm going to stick with Bayern. They were my gut instinct. I'm going Bayern. But you never can rule out Real Madrid, so I agree with you on that score. Kvaratskhelia now knows as well if he gets the chance to cut in from the left, we are in trouble. And you want to know the worst thing about it, Jordan? We're going to allow him. We're going to allow him to cut inside on his right foot and just bend one into the top corner. We're going to allow him to do that. Why? Because we're morons. We're idiots. We don't do our homework. We stand off players. We don't have any press or any intensity in our press whatsoever. We're morons. He'll get the ball on the left. He'll cut in on his right foot. And we'll allow him to do it. He'll bend one in the top corner and we'll go, oh my God, I never expected him to do that. It's terrible. Liverpool should be super confident with the return leg being at home. Marco, have you not seen us at home this year? Have you not seen us at home this year? This is a Liverpool side that got beat at home by the worst Manchester United side in a long, long time under Ruben Amorim. This is a Liverpool side who got absolutely played off the park by relegation-threatened Sean Dyche's Nottingham Forest. This is the Liverpool side who lost in their backyard of Anfield and got absolutely dismantled by PSV, 4-1 in that game. I want to say Bournemouth beat us at home. I could be wrong. I don't remember which way round it was. We obviously drew to relegation candidates and newly promoted sides in the likes of Sunderland, Leeds, and Burnley. Have you not seen us at home this year, bro? Like, how can I be confident? How can I be confident? Even if we are at home in the second leg. Like, the only reason why we beat Galatasaray at home in the second leg was because they had no fans there. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Over the weekend in the 73rd minute, our fans leaving and singing for Xabi. Yeah, we sang for Xabi, but they sang for Steven Gerrard. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you people. I think once that happens, there's no way back. I don't see there being a way back for Slot, in all honesty. I'm hoping the owners aren't tone deaf enough to think that there is a way back and that we're going to go into next season with him still at the helm. But I wouldn't put anything past the incompetence of this football club anymore. I really, really wouldn't. Are you doing one of those pretending it's over before it started, but secretly counting on a win, as supporters like to do? This is not an underdog story, dude. This is not an underdog story. Like I say, look back at our home form this season. Look at PSG, who they are, and what they are doing right now. And then look at us. This is not an underdog story. There is a 95% chance of PSG going through to the next round, I would say. There's 5% chance of Liverpool doing it. And that 5% is based off of a mixture of hope and maybe a little bit of delusion. Like, if Liverpool somehow make it, I'll be ecstatic and I'll be happy. Of course I will. But I don't know how the stars align that well for us to actually do it. Isak's back. Potentially for the game, yes. Potentially Isak is back for the game tomorrow, but that's not necessarily going to help us a lot, considering that we barely create enough chances for him when he was here. As I've said before, Liverpool rely on two factors in the game. We rely, A, on set pieces, and B, the opposition gifting us a chance. The opposition have to gift us an opportunity in order for us to have an opportunity on goal. That's it. It's not going to be through good play. It's not going to be through any sort of, good bit of individual brilliance or anything like that most of the time. It's down to opposition being stupid and set pieces. Gomez plays, we lose. New goalie can't keep clean sheet. What's Mamardashvili supposed to do though? Let's be real. What's Mamardashvili supposed to do? Like, it's not like he's just letting them in. Like, there's no protection. There's no protection from our front line. There's no protection from our midfield. There's no protection from our defense. There's no protection of the goal from the goalkeeper. There is no protection of the goal at all from anywhere and anyone. Slot should be sacked now. He's like a truck driver trying to drive a Ferrari Formula One car while Lewis Hamilton is waiting to be approached. Big old Gerson is in the building. Lovely to have you here, bro. Yeah. I mean, we all got suckered in from last year, didn't we? We all got suckered in from last year. And then, like I say, he decided to do things his way rather than how things were going at the beginning of the season. From the turn of the year in 2025, he decided to do things his way. And at that moment, things changed. And because we were winning the league, and because it was a new manager, we were kind of blindsided by it. We all thought, oh, don't worry. This is just a case of him getting his ideas into the team, changing things up, whatever the case may be. It will come good in the end. And it hasn't. It just hasn't so far. Leeds 2-0 up. Gomez comes on. We lose. It's inevitable when he plays. I wouldn't scapegoat Gomez. I would not scapegoat Gomez. Canate gave away a stupid penalty. Canate gave away a stupid penalty in that game. A needless penalty in that game. Should not have been given. And game management was all over the place. It's not just on Gomez. Come on. Kelleher way better than our new goalkeeper. Yeah, I agree. But Kelleher was never going to stick around and be second fiddle for another year or two. Kelleher needed to play games, and you see how he's thriving right now at Brentford. He's doing really, really well, and I'm really happy that he's doing really well. So, you know, it was inevitable. It was inevitable that Alisson gets injured every year, every season, because he always at least picks up one injury a year. But Kelleher was never going to be second fiddle to Alisson again this year. It just wasn't going to happen. It's baffling to me how everyone continuously underestimates Real Madrid in the Champions League. They should always be the favourites against anyone all the time, considering their record. No one's discrediting their heritage, but no one really trusts Arbeloa. Like, no one really trusts their manager. They do seem like a bit of a ticking time bomb this season. Maybe the fact that they are... How many points are they away from Barcelona right now? Let me just double check just to know I got this right. 7 points. The fact that they're 7 points behind Barcelona may mean that maybe they do shift their expectations to the Champions League, and maybe they do they put a bit more effort into the Champions League than La Liga. So maybe that could throw a lot of people off. But I don't know, man. I'm still backing Bayern. I'm still backing Bayern to get the job done. Just think they've got a lot more goals. I just think they've got a lot more goals in them than what Madrid have. Salah leaving us at the end of the season. Yeah. Leaving the sinking ship. No, big up to him. I mean, he has the opportunity and should have the opportunity to do and say and be whatever he wants to be. So it is. Madrid are Enigma Champions League. Like I say, can't discredit their heritage. Can't discredit their heritage. How do I get slots job security at my own job? Have incompetent bosses. That's the only way to have the kind of security of slot right now. Slot right now is pretty much safe and sound. The only way to get that safe and sound is to have incompetent bosses that are ahead of you, that do the hiring and the firing and all of that stuff. So I have never seen a player look so unconfident stepping up for a pen as Salah against Man City the other day. Again, it's a clear and total display of what the team is going through right now. It's a clear and total display of the team as a whole right now. No one is confident. This manager has managed to absolutely destroy the confidence, winning mentality, the fighting mentality of this team in the space of 15 months. He has managed to destroy everything that Klopp built up. Doubters to believers. Well, in the space of 15 months, we are now back to being doubters again. The guy has destroyed everything. As I said before, these players are not bad players. We saw that last year in the ones that were here at Liverpool. Gravenberch is not a bad player. McAllister's not a bad player. We know that obviously Konate isn't. Gakpo was actually decent last year. Not amazing, but decent. And like I say, in the space of over a year, these players look a shell of their former selves. McAllister was one of the best, if not the best midfielder last year in the Premier League. Most consistent, at least. And yet, look where he's at right now. Gravenberch got put into a makeshift DM role in which not many people had high hopes of him performing well there, but he was a revelation for us. Now look at him. Gakpo was scoring goals, was actually contributing to the team in a positive way rather than a negative way. Look at his drop-off. Konate was imperious last season alongside Van Dijk when he played. Look at him now. He looks like he's scared every time he has to defend. He looks like he's terrified every time the ball comes near him. You know, and even the ones that aren't here. Kirkes was the best left back in the Premier League last season. He's made him look average. Mainly by the way he played him as like an inverted fullback, which made absolutely no sense whatsoever. But, you know, recently, I would say that since the turn of the year, Kirkes has been one of our better performing players outside of Ekatike and Szoboszlai. Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong is constantly injured. Wirtz has shown signs and glimpses here and there, but not enough for a £100 million player. And not only that as well, but we haven't really given him a lot of support either. We're telling him every now and again to play as our most advanced attacker. We're asking him every now and again to play as a false nine with nobody to play off other than a terrible Cody Gakpo. And every time he does do something, it's not capitalized upon. Every time he does make a chance, the player misses it. Every time he goes for on goal, Yeah, there are certain aspects of Wirtz's game that needs to improve. He needs to stop shooting the ball like he's a 2-year-old. But again, I'm not putting most of the blame on Florian Wirtz, because how can you put the blame on someone whose game it is to create, and you don't have the managerial skills or the tactical know-how to get your players in the right positions for them to receive the ball in dangerous positions and dangerous places, with your main creator being the one pulling the strings. It just don't work. It just does not work. Per Klopp's old assistant, Pep Linders, Klopp's old assistant, is horrible. Sitting smirking after City win. Bad guy after leaving Liverpool. He's got no allegiance to Liverpool Football Club anymore. It's annoying when a former player, former coach, former manager celebrates a win against your team that he once managed or played for or coached at or whatever. But Pep Linders doesn't have any allegiance to Liverpool anymore. He's got a job to do. He's got a job to do, and his job is at Man City right now. So I couldn't care less, and it's the least of our problems. Gravenberch is not the same player as last year. I think the Gravenberch experiment has run its course. I think people are getting wise to the way that Liverpool play. The Gravenberch thing, especially, has been something that has been found out over the course of the past few months, and I think that's really hindered Liverpool. And therefore, I think, like I say, the whole Gravenberch thing is done and dusted as far as what I'm concerned, and maybe what a lot of other people are concerned as well, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Big up Abdul's in the building. Hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you're doing well. Lovely to have you here with us. Probably a daft question, but do you have any hope for tomorrow against PSG? Any hope whatsoever? Probably a daft question, really. I would love to know if there are any Liverpool fans out there that think we can win tomorrow. I'd love to know. I'd also love to know what drugs you're on or what level of delusion you've got. I'd love to know. Soboslai's arrogance is showing these days. We have issues with performance, results, football, and also with with the hierarchy. Slot has no charisma. Pressure got to him. No connection to the fans. Yes, man to FSG. I don't know. I don't know what the kind of connection is between Slot and FSG. I don't know who really is a yes man to who, to be perfectly honest with you. No club that has proper ambition lets this go on for as long as it does. I don't get it. As far as what you're saying about performances and results, yeah, massive issues there. I saw the video of Soboslai at the end of the game on Saturday. Bit tone deaf. Thank the fans. Go over there and thank them for making the trip up to Manchester. Thank them for the away day. apologize for the absolutely shambolic performance, yes. But what are you doing, like jeering them up like that and doing that kind of stuff that you were doing? Like, pretty much tone deaf from Soboslai in that situation there. Thiago, bring him back. He was awesome in the charity game. Bring him back. Bring Gerrard back. Bring anybody in that Legends team back. They play much better than what the current Liverpool team are doing. Thiago would get injured within the opening 2 minutes of his return, but he'd still play better in those 2 minutes than what Gravenberch is doing right now. Ekatike needs to understand culture of Liverpool FC. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Not 100% sure. Like I say, I think we've got bigger problems. But yeah, I'm worried about tomorrow. I don't think it should be televised, the sort of brutality that Liverpool are going to be going through tomorrow. It's going to be a long, long night ahead. And I'm worried. I'm worried about it. It's going to be embarrassing. But at this point, right? Should we be even surprised? Should we be even surprised? No. At this point, who cares? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 15 losses and 7 draws. I mean, if you even stretch that record back to the beginning of last year, it still doesn't make for great and interesting reading. Your pick on the left tomorrow. My pick would be Engamoa. I say throw caution to the wind. I say do something different that they're not expecting. No one's expecting you to win. I just say go and give that kid some game time. Go and give him some experience. And just say to him, like, look, whatever happens out there happens. You just go out there and play your natural game. Because at this moment in time, let's say we do create something from open play. Our hopes of doing that relies on a 17-year-old kid in Rio Engamoa. That's the only hope we have of creating something in the game. A 17-year-old kid from open play. I say play Engamoa, and I know he won't, but I say do it and just give them something different to think about. We're not expected to win. So why not? Why not just do it? Why not just play him? He's going to go with Gakpo. Of course he's going to go with Gakpo because he loves Gakpo. I mean, he rested him against City so he could probably play in this game. So he's going to go Gakpo. Gakpo will play. And it's going to be the same old story. We're going to get the ball out to Gakpo. He's going to cut inside. He's going to put it in Rosette. PSG are going to want him to have the ball because he's going to be doing that constantly. Ekatike giving his shirt in the 65th minute. Game was over by that point. Again, it's annoying and it can be infuriating, but at the same time, we've got bigger problems. Bigger problems. Different formation. I mean, I could see a potential world in which Slot decides to change formation. And I think if he does that, it's a telltale sign that he knows his job is on the line tomorrow. if he did change if he does change formation, like that is a clear indicator that his job is on the line and he's just doing anything and everything to change the mind of the board above him to stop them from sacking him. But I don't think he'll change it. I think he's too stubborn for that. Because if he was, he should have changed it a long time ago. He should have changed it a long time ago. And maybe if Isaac Hunter broke his leg, maybe he might have changed it. Because there is an argument to suggest that maybe going two up top with Isaac and Ekatike may have been the way to go forward. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe 4-4-2. Like, I don't know, but I'm not expecting Isaac to start tomorrow. I think if we throw him straight back in, I think it's going to be a massive risk. If we throw him straight back in tomorrow, it's a massive risk. Maybe 20 minutes off the bench or something. That could potentially happen, especially when we're like 5-0 down by that point. It's like, who cares? But yeah. 3-5-2. The only problem with the 3-5-2 is we've only got 3 fit centre backs. And Joe Gomez doesn't necessarily count because Gomez will play half an hour and then have to go off injured. So we'll still go 2. So 3-5-2 is a massive risk when you don't have any centre backs. Or centre back depth, should I say. Otherwise, we're playing makeshift players in that role. Slot has no idea. Yep, we've been saying that all season, haven't we, dude? We've been saying it all season long. Rio did it against Newcastle. Yeah, but that's Newcastle. With all due respect, he's going up against one of the best right backs in the current game right now. Like, so again, just give Hakimi something different to think about. Just give Hakimi something different to have to contend with. Especially because you might hit them with the sort of element of surprise, if you like, that not many people know Ngamoa's game. So just hit them with something different. Try something new. Roll the dice a little bit. Rio has fight. No one in our squad has any fight. We are bottlers and cowards. Gakpo is his lost stepson that he never had. Probably is, to be fair. But yeah, I agree with the whole we are bottlers and cowards. We most certainly are. We got no fight. Everyone seems to have lost faith in the manager. No one seems to be playing for him anymore. And yet FSG are just overlooking everything, apparently. It was fun while it lasted, but sorry, he needs to go. Big up Kinsman is in the building. Lovely to have you here, bro. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Thank you for last year. Thank you for the Premier League title, but it's time to go. Seeing a 4-2-2-2 formation just pissed me off. It's what he's been trying to do, though, isn't it? That box midfield, he's been trying to use that. But the problem is, with the box midfield, it only works if the midfield is there. It's like I said earlier in the stream, mate. Like, it must be a Dutch thing, but Dutch managers don't seem to play with midfields. Because why are we so easily played through by any opposition, regardless of who they have in their midfield, regardless of how they play? How is it that our midfield is so easy to play against, so easy to just walk through, not even run, not even lightly jog or a brisk walk? walk through. They walk through into acres of space. And our midfield are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. I don't get it. That box midfield doesn't work if the midfield is not there. Like I say, it so reminds me of Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United. It's unbelievable. Go old school 4-4-2. Again, I don't think that's a bad shout. I don't think it's a bad shout if or when Isak is fit to play. I think 3-4-3 works. Only thing is the back line will be in trouble. Look, the back line's going to be in trouble under this manager regardless of who is playing in that 3-4-3 and what formation we're playing. We could play 4 at the back. We could play 5 at the back. We could play 3 at the back. We could even play 6 at the back, 7 at the back. Everybody behind the ball all at the same time. And opposition teams will still manage to find a way through our easy to navigate through defense. I don't think it matters who plays, what formation. We are just in trouble regardless. Verts is class. Dom same. Ekatike good. They are not the problems. It's the system. Again, truer words were never spoken. Truer words were never spoken. These are not bad players. They're just in a situation where they are so uncomfortable right now. It's not natural to them. That I think a better a better manager organizes this team better, plays to a style that suits them more. This has been absolutely destroyed within, like I say, 15 months. Within 15 months, this has all been absolutely destroyed. Doubters to believers, back to doubters again. Adel says PSG won't get out of gear 1. And if they do, it could be a cricket score. It could be humiliating. It could be record breaking for all the wrong records. Question: if you could have kept one player we sold, who kept one player who? Mine's Diaz. I mean, we didn't technically sell him, but I would have liked to have seen more of Harvey Elliott. I would have liked to have seen more of Harvey Elliott in this Liverpool setup. I only agree with you for Diaz because of his decision making. I think his decision making is slightly better than Gakpo's. But I would have liked to have seen more of Harvey Elliott in this setup, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen Trent stay. I think Trent could have been a really big addition to the current Liverpool team. The way that he can just switch defense into attack, I think may have helped us a little bit more. His creativity would have certainly would have certainly helped us out in certain situations. But yeah, that's it. Snail walk through our midfield and defense. No problem, no fight, and no aggression. Where's Endo? He stops a lot. Endo's injured. Endo's still injured from when he played at right back that one game and then done his ankle. Question: New summer sign. If you only get one top player, who? Either one of Bruno Guimaraes or Adam Wharton. Give me one of those two players, and obviously with a new manager, our midfield instantly changes. Instantly changes. Give me Bruno. Give me Adam Wharton. One of those two, and our midfield is it adapts. Honestly, I miss Nunez, even though he mostly misses. I miss the passion. I miss the fight. I miss the hunger. Nunez brought all of that in abundance. And that's one thing I can never fault him for. I can fault him for his finishing and his composure, but anything else, I can't fault him for. Remember Harvey Elliott made it 1-0 for us in the first leg last year? Yes, he did. He most certainly did. Wharton, I agree. Swap Gravenberch. Like I say, Adam Wharton as a proper DM, it changes everything. I think in the modern day game, I think a defensive midfielder is the most important and most difficult role in football right now. Like, obviously, putting the ball in the back of the net, very difficult. Most difficult task to do on a football pitch. I get that. But I think the way that the likes of like Luka Modric and Toni Kroos and Rodri, especially, maybe even Casemiro back a few years ago, they really sort of like redefined like how important that DM role is. I mean, you look at when Liverpool were good, like the unsung hero in that midfield was Fabinho. Fabinho was incredible for like 2 seasons before he completely dropped off. Fabinho was phenomenal. Like every time a counterattack started, he just have a sixth sense as to know where to be to stop it. He just know. He would just have this sixth sense ability to stop it. And then as soon as he got the ball, he knew exactly what to do with it. He knew to give it to a more creative outlet. He knew how to beat the press, turn into space, that kind of thing. Look at and Rodri does the same thing at City, and Modric did the same thing for years, and Toni Kroos as a more playmaker style sitting deep defender midfielder, sorry, did the same thing. Like they've redefined what that kind of particular role is in the midfield. And I just think Adam Wharton could be their next guy. He needs to step up from Crystal Palace. And maybe coming to us right now is not necessarily much of a step up. But, like I say, with a new manager at the helm, Liverpool could reimagine and rearrange their midfield. We've still got other areas we need to strengthen, but I think DM is probably the most important one this year. Because I think a proper DM with proper organization and leadership in that midfield, I think a proper DM not only helps depth, not only helps rotation, not only probably helps the likes of McAllister rediscover some of his form in a more natural role for him in that midfield, but I think it also will help Wirtz. I think it will help bridge the gap between defence and midfield that we seem to lack so much of in the middle. I think it will help the defence out. It provides good cover. It provides someone that they can give the ball to in the middle of the pitch rather than just knock it between themselves and then look long for Salah or look long for Gakpo. It gives them something different. And a new midfielder and a new DM at that will certainly unlock that, in my opinion. McAllister, good though. Think better than Gravenberch. Yeah, McAllister's better than Gravenberch, 100%. Did you watch the Legends game? If so, how did you feel when Thiago scored in that game? I really wish things had worked out with Thiago. I really wish we hadn't bought him and he was just constantly injured. I really, really, really wish that wasn't the case. It's such a shame. It's such a shame. Like, the guy just unfortunately couldn't stay fit for any longer than 4 or 5 games. So excited for him when he arrived. So excited. That midfield was going to be elite. Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, but it all just fell apart. It all just fell apart. Anderson, United got priced 100 million. Wharton's going to be 140. Let's have a look. Actually, let me just have a quick look at something because I just want to have a look at. I was going to say his contract expires in 2029. Adam Wharton. I was just having a look, see if that might have played into negotiating teams' hands. But Palace are a pretty selling club anyway. I mean, let's face it, over the past few years, they've sold Eze and they've sold Gahey and maybe other names as well. And Anderson's contract runs out at the same time. It's going to be an interesting summer regardless, but I would definitely go Bruno Guimaraes or Adam Wharton as my top targets for this year. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm not under any disillusion that it's going to happen. But I can hope again, because that's the only thing I've got to cling on to is hope. Done that one. Need a Scott in DM. We don't win without a Scott in the side. Maybe it is a bit of a lucky omen. Maybe it is a bit of a lucky omen. Anyway, guys, we're going to end it there. Appreciate each and every single one of you being here with us. Fingers crossed that tomorrow night things go well, but I've not got much hope that it will. We'll be back Thursday morning for the review of the night before. So, yeah, I look forward to that one. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Big up Dean, who's just joined us. Hi, Fletch. I hope you're well. Sorry, I haven't been here for a couple of your live chats, but I have mental health issues. I'm not well, mate. Big up to you, bro. Like, I appreciate you being here whenever, and even if it is just for a little while. Big up to you, bro. Like I say, if you're dealing with that kind of stuff, make sure you talk to someone. That can't honestly say that enough. Make sure that you talk to someone. Nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, talk to someone. And I hope you are well, and I hope you are dealing with it. And like I say, I hope you've got a good support system around you, because you know, can't be underestimated how good that is. So really, really hope you're doing well, Dean. I hope you're okay, big man. So big up to you, bro. And like I say, I really hope that you're doing well overall on everything, and everything is okay with you. Drop like, heads up, you'll never walk alone. Like I say, man, it's the hope that we've got. It's the hope that we've got going into tomorrow against PSG. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Do me a favor, slap a like on the video if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always and probably be greatly appreciated. I cannot thank each and every single one of you enough for the love and support on the channel. It really does mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Big up the chat as always. Absolutely outstanding from each and every single one of you. Thank you for contributing and for getting involved. Really does help having an audience. Abdul says we are a family, and yes, we are. We're a community. We're a family. It is what we do. Whatever happens, I hope we can make a comeback in the second leg. Let's get through our night in Paris first. Let's get through our night in Paris first, and then we'll see where the chips lie. Big up to each and every single one of you. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. I'll see you speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like I say, big up to each and every single one of you. Take care. See you all soon.